The province has unveiled controversial but promised legislation to allow adults and youngsters to be forced into addiction treatment facilities. The Compassionate Intervention Act is being called the last resort by the Premier. There is some who support the move, while others say it's only causing further harm to those who are most vulnerable. Here's Tyson Fedor.
Drug users who are a harm to themselves or others due to their substance use will be forced into treatment if a family member, medical professional, or police officer applies on their behalf.
You have to be of sound mind. A person who is out of their mind with addiction, overdosing 186 times in a year, is not of sound mind. And we believe that we as a community shouldn't be watching people slowly kill themselves on the street.
Once admitted, the patient would have up to 72 hours to be assessed, and their care process will be determined by an independent commission made up of lawyers, physicians, and the public. They could spend up to 3 months in a secure facility or up to 6 months in a community facility with their case reviewed every 6 weeks.
It's important to recognize who this is for as a program. This program is not for the vast majority of Albertans who suffer from addiction. We had one individual in the province of Alberta who overdosed 186 times last year. And the tragic thought is that 187th time not be reversed, but instead be a death.
Patients will be consulted on treatment, but they cannot refuse being observed, assessed, or their medications. Susan Boone lost her daughter in 2021 to addiction. She says her family tried everything to seek help, but nothing worked.
Ashley was more than her addiction. She was beautiful, inside and out. We almost got her into treatment, but addiction had other plans. Maybe if the Compassionate Intervention Act had existed then, Ashley would still be here.
Legal experts say the legislation wades into potential human rights violations and could be challenged in court. But the Premier says the new act adheres to the Charter and provincial laws. Still, not everyone is on board.
Forced treatment just pushes people into hiding. Who's to say that the police officer is the right person to be, making the call that these people need to go into treatment?
Angela Wells lost her daughter to addiction in 2016. She says mandating treatment will only create more harm for users.
And I don't understand why we are moving towards a forced, method of care when we don't even have enough beds for the people who want the voluntary care right away.
The province says last year 1,400 Albertans died from substance use, 26,000 hospitalizations occurred, and nearly 11,000 opioid-related events were attended by paramedics.
And Tyson joins us from the Alberta Adolescent Recovery Centre. Tyson, there will be some temporary facilities soon, but more permanent solutions are coming.
Tara, next year, temporary beds will be made available here in this province, but by 2029, 2 facilities will open, one in Edmonton, one in Calgary. Both will have 150 beds to support anyone in this treatment program. It will cost about $180 million over the next 3 years to complete that construction. Now, I can also tell you that the NDP has responded to Bill 53 in the last 30 minutes or so. It says the opposition is calling it a, quote, culmination of the UCP government's failed drug policy and that it will not address public safety. It's also saying the province has not provided any evidence on whether forced treatment will actually work. Tara?
Okay, Tyson Fedor reporting. Tyson, thank you.